Let's take an example of three communities: a technologist, a designer, and say a doctor. A designer always thinks that he can create visions for the next century and can buy technology off the shelf to make it happen. A technologist thinks that a designer has great ideas but has no clue how to build it. And a doctor thinks that when the designer and the engineer will come together, he's going to get a beautiful product to work on. This is the basic problem in Indian or any other system of education. We at the MIT Media Lab India initiative want to create an ecosystem and a platform to bring these and more communities together to come and innovate. This initiative was started in 2011 with our first workshop in Pune.
We started out the first year with 1,500 applications, and we shortlisted them down to 120 participants over 4 different tracks. We try to keep the tracks with similar themes like the Media Lab groups, but relevant to India.
So when I went to the workshop, I found like really passionate, enthusiastic bit of people, like bunch of people brought together, and they were like ready to jump into it.
My experience was fantastic. It was unlike anything I'd even dreamed it would be. Working with the students was excellent. I think it's different to sort of transplant yourself to a completely different place and a completely different set of circumstances.
Did a project or two after that as well, in which I tried to implement the things that I learned at the Media Lab as to how I should go about building things and then testing it on people and seeing how the results are, rather than just hypothesizing about something. So that is something that has helped me.
We have held 2 more workshops, one in Delhi in 2012 and the other in Bangalore in 2013.
We found that we had a lot more applicants. We had a much more diverse audience. Initially, we had an engineering heavy audience because engineers in India were very excited about the Media Lab, and then later we had a very huge design and arts combination, as well as a bunch of students from business school who wanted to come look into the ideas that students were going to prototype.
It really shows you that, in some cases we are in this, radius of a mile in our own bubble. And when we leave that bubble and see what other things are important, it does change your perspective.
As an engineer, I always thought that the projects are very complicated. It takes like millions of dollars and a lot of money and a lot of people. But in the workshop, we were able to tackle a problem, come up with a prototype in like 5 days, which was a very good experience for me.
This year, we have launched a new workshop series called DIY, Design, Innovation and You.
We're planning to make small labs in different colleges and different universities where students can come interact with each other and make small prototypes and projects. We are also planning to have a mobile lab where we'll have a bus with all the equipments in it, and we will travel in the lab with few students who can train other students throughout the country to different colleges, and in that way we'll be able to impact more number of students.
People like me would rather choose to be taught this way, where you build, where you start making something. It's about creation, which always motivates you, and then because of that motivation you can always teach yourself stuff if you don't know.
Now I think it's a good lesson for life that nothing that you dream is impossible.
We wanted to do something for India. The question was, how do we do it? We did not want to go ahead and build a new lab in India. We were like, let's go bottom up. Let's do workshops all across the country. Let's build maker spaces. Let's create the carousels, the swings and seesaws for India and let the youth play in it.